شما صالح باشد، یعنی کار شما درست باشد، بر اساس چارچوب، بر اساس حق باشد. چون کار کردن خیلی ها کار میکنن. این رو میگم بعضی وقتا ما فکر میکنیم چون کار میکنیم باید هیچ فرقی بین ما و او کسی که فرض بکنیم در راه خدا کار میکنه نباشد. داریم زحمت میکشیم. همیشه یاد ما باشد که در مقابل دوستان خدا دشمنان خدا هم کار میکنن. این نیست که اونا بیکار نشستن. حتی اونا بعضی وقتا کاری که میکنن شاید زیادتر باشه. شاید بیدارخوابی بکشن برای کار ضد خدا. متاسفانه سریلانکا شنیدیم دیگه، صدها نفر بیگناه جان خودشون رو از دست دادن. حالا در بمبگذاری‌ها چه در چرچ و کلیسا بود و چه در بعضی از هتل‌ها. حالا معلوم هم نیست که چه کسی هست، ولی هر انسان پستی که پشت این عمل بوده است، هر تروریستی که پشت این عمل بوده است، یک زحمتی کشیده است که به این کار رسیده است. برنامه ریزی کرده است که در یک زمان، در یک مکان، در چند مکان، در یک زمان این جنایت را انجام بده. دشمنان امام حسین هم شمشیر کشیدن، شمشیر تیز کردن، سفر کردن، سختی سفر از کوفه تا کربلا رو به جان خریدن. الان انشاءالله خداوند توفیق زیارت رو به همه ما عطا بکنن. زمینی از بین کوفه تا کربلا راه هست دیگه، باز باید با هر نحوی بوده زحمت بکشن بیان، اما عمل ناصالح. عمل ناصالح. الان ما نویسنده داریم مزخرفات می‌نویسن. الان ما داریم کسی که به ضد از مسلمان ها، به ضد انسان های بیگناه، به ضد مهاجرها کتاب می‌نویسن، سخنرانی می‌کند، حرف می‌زند، زحمت می‌کشد. برای همین است که هر عملی در نزد خدا عمل با ارزشی نیست. فرمود من عمل صالحا. اگر عمل شما درست بود، صالح، صلح میگیم به معنی آرامش است دیگه، به معنی که عدم جنگ و خونریزی رو میگیم صلح. ریشه اصلاح و صالح هم از همون است. به این معنی که شما عمل شما خراب کاری ندارد، عمل شما جنگ ندارد. خب بعضی وقت ما عمل میکنیم ولی صلح اصلاح ندارد. عمل ناصالح مثل زبانی که حرکت میکنند. یه زبان مثل زبان پیغمبر خدا حرکت میکنند، انسانها رو از جهل و از فرزند و دختر خودشون رو زنده به گور کردن میرساند به یک موجوداتی که برای همدیگر حاضرن فداکاری بکنن، ایثار بکنن. این هم یک زبان و کلام هست. یک زبان هم دست یک مشت انسان نجات پرست و پست هست که با او زبان مردم رو میترسانن، میشورانن بر علیه انسانهای بیگناه. همون زبان است، ولی یکی اصلاح میکند، یکی خرابکاری میکند. در نقطه مقابل اصلاح، حالا در دین ما که ما بخوایم کلمش رو مثال بزنیم، ما کلمه سیئه رو داریم. در مقابل اصلاح ما کلمه از بین بردن یا هلاکت رو داریم. فرمود من عمل صالحا من ذکر او انثی، میخواد مرد باشد یا زن باشد. در نزد خدا مرد و زنش فرق نمیکنه، اما عملش صالح باشه. بعد میفرماید و هو مؤمن، بعد مؤمن هم باشد. این عمل اصلاح و عمل صالح ایمان پشتش باشه. بعضی آدم کار خوب میکند اما به خاطر حرف مردم کار میکنند. بعضی وقتا دیدیم دیگه، اصلاح میکنیم، کار خیر انجام میدیم، ولی به خاطر خدا نیست، به خاطر مردم است. شیخ عباس قمی که همین مفاتیح الجنان یکی از کتاب‌های اوست، یکی ما داریم که ایشون در یک مسجدی پیش نماز بود. پیش نماز جماعت میداد. نماز ظهر رو خوان، نماز حالا یا ظهر بود یا مغرب، به نماز دوم که رسید رو کرد به مردم آقا نماز دوم رو خودتان بخوانید. من رفتم. آمد حرکت کرد بیاد بیرون از مسجد. مردم نگران شدن، آمدن شیخ چه خبره؟ چرا نماز دوم نمیخوانید؟ خوبی؟ سلامتی؟ اگه نیاز به طبیب است، دکتر است، چه مشکلی داری؟ گفت بماند بگذارید دیگه، نمیتوانم من امام جماعت نمیتوانم باشم. گفتن چرا اصرار. گفت وقتی که نماز شروع شد، ایشون پیش نماز هست دیگه، پشت سر رو نمیدیده در رو که میاد. گفت دیدم یک صدایی از پشت آمد، گفت یا الله، یعنی منتظر باش که برسیم ما به نماز. دیدم اون صدا از راه خیلی دور میاد. متوجه شدم که صفا زیاد شده، جمعیت زیاد است. ته دلم یکم خوشحال شدم. همین که خوشحال شدم، این نماز نه به درد شما میخوره نه به درد ما. این است که بعضی از علمای بزرگ ما میگن ما 30-40 سال زور زدیم تا ریا رو از بین ببریم، که انسان خوشحال باشه. ما دیگه به به و چهچه میکنن دیگه. منی که الان روحانی هستم بیشتر در این موقعیت هستم، به خاطر اینکه به همون اندازه که انسان به به و چهچه زیادتر باشد، به همون اندازه هم اخلاصش امتحانش سخت‌تر است. برای همین است که میگن یک بنده خدایی از دنیا رفت، این مسجد ساخته بود، مدرسه ساخته بود و کار خیلی زیادی کرده بود. بعد هر جام که ساخته بود یک اسم زده بود کنارش که این رو خدا خیر بدهد، دعا کنید به روح فلانی، این رو فلان شخص مثلا ساخته است. بعد میان یکی از علمایی را در خواب دید، آدم مؤمنی بود، آدم با علما حشر و نشر و نشست و برخاست داشت. در عالم خواب دیدن، گفتن خب فلانی تو دیگه الحمدلله تو عالم تو دنیا کارت خود درست است، مسجد ساختی، خانه ساختی، نمیدونم مدرسه و بیمارستان و هسپتال و شفاخانه ساختی، تو دیگه اونجا باید اون دنیا اینقدر صدقه جاریه داری کارت خوب باشه. گفت نه، آمدیم گفتن هیچی نداری. گفتم این همه کار کردیم، این همه ساختیم. گفت هر چی که کردی اسمتو نوشتی، هر کار کردی اسمتو نوشتی. گفت پس هیچی نیست. گفت نه، یک کاری هست. این رو یکی از روحانیون میگفت، این داستان رو من خودم از ایشون نقل میکنم. گفت که یک کاری هست. گفت چه کاری است؟ گفت چی؟ یک روزی شما بیرون بودید، در بازار بودید، یک نفری آمد، یک جوانی آمد، تو رو میشناخت که آدم تاجری هستی، بده گفت فلانی شنیدم تو آدم کار به خیری هستی، دست به خیری هستی، کمک میکنی، من جوانم، پول ازدواج ندارم، برای ازدواج کردن پول ندارم، یه پولی بده ما فقط و فقط برای ازدواج. گفت چقدر است؟ مثلا اون زمان گفت اینقدر. حالا یک رقمی داد، خیلی هم نبود. گفت شما بهش گفتی را به این شرط بهتون میدم که ازدواج کنی. او هم یک قول داد، قول شرافت، قول مردانه که همون کار رو بکنن. شما همونجا گرفتی و پول رو دادی به او، دیگه نام ننوشتی هیچ جا نگفتی که ما دادیم ننوشتیم، هیچ جا داخل دفترچه ننوشتی. او امروز به درد تو میخوره توی دنیا. هر چی که تو نوشتی خدا ننوشت، هر چی که تو ننوشتی خدا نوشت. این میشود من عمل صالحا، کسی که عمل صالح و هو مؤمن باشد، چون مؤمن است. اگه مؤمن نبودیم، هر چی هم زحمت کشیدیم، مردم به ما به به و چهچه نگفتن، انجام دیگه نمیدیم. امام زمان، حالا برگردم رو نکته امام زمان این ویژگیش هست که تمام دنیا هم او رو نخواهد، بازم او مؤمن است و صالح است، ولو که ظهور او هم به تأخیر بیفتن، چون برای خدا کار میکند. یک نفر پیرو امام زمان باشد، 8 میلیارد نفر پیرو امام زمان باشد، فرقی در به حال او نمیکند. او کار رو باید انجام بدهد، وظیفش رو انجام بدهد. یعنی امام، یعنی علی ابن ابی طالب الگوی اوست دیگه. پیغمبر الگوی علی ابن ابی طالب است. پشت سر پیغمبر یک زن و یک مرد، خدیجه سلام الله علیها و علی ابن ابی طالب نماز بخواند، پیغمبر همون نماز رو میخواند. حالا پشت سر پیغمبر 100,000 نفر نماز بخواند. آسان هم نیست ها، آسان نیست. من عمل صالحا من ذکر و انثی، حالا زن و مرد ما. حالا بعضی وقتا ما کار میکنیم، خوبه که ما قدردانی کنیم، اما مادری که زحمت میکشی بعد قدردانی نمیکنن، فکر نکنیم که پیش خدا گم میشود. اگر به خدا اعتقاد داریم. فرض بکنیم میگم اینجور زندگی کردن چقدر با آدم آرامش میداد که تو بدانی هر چی که تو زحمت میکشی، هر کار خیر انجام میدی، درست فرزند نمیگه دست درد نکنه، همسر نمیگه، مردم نمیگن، اما خدا میدانه. همین که تو بدانی این کار خیر تو گم نمیشود، چقدر آرامش دارد انسان. وظیفه ما است که قدر مردم رو، قدر پدر و مادر رو، قدر هر که زحمت میکشه بدانیم. اما خودمون وقتی کار انجام میدهیم، به خاطر او که انجام بدهیم، انگیزه و امید ما همیشه خواهد بود. و هو مؤمن. بعد فرمود چه میشود؟ این کسی که عمل صالح دارد، فلنحینه حیاتا طیبه. روی حیات طیبه، اما زندگی پاکیزه. داریم شبها، هفته‌ها صحبت کردیم دیگه. خدا بهش زندگی پاکیزه عطا میکنه، طیبه. میگه کولو حلالا طیبا، غذا لقمه شما حلال و پاکیزه باشد. خدا میگه اینم زندگیش حیات طیبه خدا به میداد، زندگی پاک میداد. پاک از چی؟ پاک از حسادت، پاک از خدای نکرده کینه و دشمنی، پاک از عقده، پاک از خشم و عصبانیت. او پاکیزه، حیاتا طیبه. ولنجزینهم اجرهم باحسن ما کانوا یعملون. خدا بیشتر از آن چیزی که لیاقت دارن پاداش میدهد. در این عصر غیبت امام زمان با حدیث امام حسن، امام سجاد خاتمه بدم صحبت فارسی رو. وجود مبارک امام سجاد علیه السلام فرمود طوبی لشیعتنا، خوش به حال اون شیعیانی که از ما هستن، به خصوص فی عصر غیبت قائمنا، بالاخص اون شیعهایی که در زمان غیبت امام آخر، امام قائم که میگن، امام زمان ارواحنا له الفدا. صلوات نعت بفرمایید. خوشبال اونها، افضل من کل زمان. اگر اونها درست پیروی بکنن، درست ایمانشون رو حفظ کنن، از تمام زمانها درجهشون بالاتر است. چرا؟ چون از زمان حضرت آدم تا زمان امام عسکری علیه السلام همیشه یک حجت خدا بین مردم بوده است، مستقیما مردم با او حشر و نشر داشتن. اگر هم حضرت موسی نبوده است، زمانش مثلا 40 روز بوده است، 40 شب بوده است. اما به امام زمان که میرسد، این دوره طولانی میشود. به این زمان اگر کسی ایمانش رو حفظ کرد، در این زمان توانست شیعه باشد، پیرو راه خدا و پیغمبر و اهل بیتش باشد، افضل من کل زمان. ایمانمون رو سعی کنیم حفظ کنیم که همون شیعه بودن به عمل است، شیعه بودن به پشت سر امام راه رفتن است. سلمان فارسی شیعه بود، مثال میزنن، میگن چرا سلمان؟ که وقتی راه میرفت، رد پای او و علی ابن ابی طالب دوتا نبود، یک رد پا بیشتر از اونا نبود، جای پا فقط یکی بود. بعد حضرت علی متوجه شد که حضرت وقتی راه میره، اولا این جلوتر که راه نمیره، امام دیگه، سلمان پشته. بعد این پاشو دقیقاً جایی که علی ابن ابی طالب گذاشته میگذاره. حضرت گفت چرا این کارو میکنی؟ واجب که نیست، مستحبم نیست، تو بیاد کنار ما را برو. فرمود میخوام از همین جا هر چی که شما انجام میدهید، پای میگه جا پای او، به زبان فارسی هم میگم دیگه، جا پای شما بگذارم دقیقاً و بدون یک ذره کم و زیاد. این میشه اطیع الله و اطیع الرسول و اولی الامر منکم. صلوات نعت. So, one thing I want to understand is regarding the birth of Imam Mahdi is the idea and the promise of Mahdi. It has a history of human history, a coming of a savior, a Messiah. But as a human being, he was born in the year 255 after Hijrah. So it means after Prophet migrated from Mecca to Medina, 255 to, again, there's 1 year, some said 255, some said 256, let's say 255. 255 years after the migration of the Prophet, he was born. But Mahdi is not just a person. It is a promise of God. And that's the reason Prophet, when he was alive, he talked about the coming of someone from his descendant called Mahdi. So Sahih Bukhari, it's one of the well-known Ahlul Sunnah tradition and resources book, was written before the birth of Imam Mahdi. It's an old book. It was even, as in the life of the Sahih Bukhari is before the birth of Imam Mahdi. But it has a chapter called Akhbarul Mahdi. It has an entire chapter about the tradition regarding Mahdi. So those who come up with this lie that, oh, Shia came up with Mahdi, or they invented it and all that, they don't even know basics of Islam. Because all Muslims, without exception, the number of tradition regarding Imam Mahdi it's pretty much very, very easily accessible in every tradition book. Every tradition book. There are around 23 books independently written by Ahlul Sunnah about Imam Mahdi. 23 of them. Just the topic of Imam Mahdi. So when we talk about Mahdi, it's not something that only Shia believes. Every person, every Muslim believes in it. Even when you go to Christians and other religion, this Messiah, this Savior, it exists in different forms. But as Muslim, we have that in common, that we believe in that title, Mahdi. Mahdi. And that tradition also was mentioned in Sahih al-Bukhari, that Mahdi will be min Ahl Bayt Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa alihi wa sallam. It's not that hard and difficult to connect the dots, that even Ahlul Sunnah, they believe that the Mahdi is from Ahlul Bayt. So we are honored and proud to be follow Ahlul Bayt, that we don't have that missing link, right? When it comes to, missing link usually is the phrase that we hear when talk about evolution, right? But when it comes to even there's evolution of religion, unfortunately, with after the Prophet, we see the changes. We are the only one who don't have a missing link. We believe in the Ahlul Bayt after the Prophet, and when the Imam Mahdi comes, that's a continuation. There's nothing missing. We just continued the chain. We followed.
Is Imam Mahdi considered still alive? Did he pass?
Sure. So when they talk about the promise of him, he was not born yet. They said he will come at the end of time. So when his name was mentioned, was not that he's already born. He said, oh, he will be one of the prediction of God at the end of time. We believe he was born in year 255 after Hijrah. Others believe that he will be born, those who have a different ideology about that. But that what he will do, that establish justice, come for the truth, come that ultimately that plan of God for humanity to be established, that's every Muslim's belief. That is something we believe in. But today, specifically for us as a follower of School of Ahlul Bayt, is significant because this is a day that we believe that Imam Mahdi was born. But the concept of Mahdi, as I say, is more than just a person, is a promise. وَنُرِيدُ أَن نَمُنَّ عَلَى الَّذِينَ اسْتُضْعِفُوا فِي الْأَرْضِ. The promise, the desire of God that is ultimately people who are oppressed, they get their right back. That the tyrants and oppressors and zalimeen, they shouldn't be in power forever. Because since beginning of the human history, we see unfortunately oppressors have had the upper hand most of the time. Most of the time. So if you go to Roman Empire, right? Go later on when we talk about the Crusade, come to era of the Ottomans, and we talk about even today, tyrants and oppressors and kings and queens and are still in charge of a lot of things. In America, for example, 51% of the resources are controlled by 2%. 51% of one of the biggest GDP in the world is controlled by 2% of the population. And a lot of these 2% are not the hardworking underdog entrepreneurs. A lot of them inherited the wealth from the ancestor and forefathers. That's the reason families, we talk about the Notre Dame donation, that $1 billion, majority of that was donated by big families, big rich families in France. I think a lot of them donated around 100 million euro, a couple of them. So what are families? We know there's a rich family. And again, we're not talking about the communist mentality of forcing people to take away their wealth, and the false promise of let's distribute the wealth equally among people. That's what communists, at least they said. That's what Marx ideology was based on, about the social justice somehow. And religion was the obstacle. Let's get rid of religion and bring that economic and social growth among people. Let's distribute it. But we see what happened. More than 100 million people, innocent people killed, is a proof that that idea didn't work. So we're not talking about that. We're not here bashing rich people and hating them. We're talking about a reality. And that reality is that we see injustice. The reality is that with all the, sophistication of human culture and human, let's say, manners and technology and a lot of these changes that we've experienced in the last few decades, still we're doing very, very bad when it comes to basics of equality. There are 8.5 million Syrian children who are affected by the war. 6.1 million of them are in need of education. Around 180,000 of them, they were forced to migrate and leave Syria without its adult supervision. This is just one country. When you talk about justice and you talk about Imam Mahdi, then you think about these, put them next to a lot of other form of oppression we see around us. There are people literally migrating, coming from southern border to America. There are militia who's arresting them, detained them illegally. Recently, one of them actually came to a spotlight in the news. Why they migrated? Why they're coming here? If everything is going well in their own region, why they're migrating? The injustice is everywhere. I'm not here to blame anyone. I'm here to say that there is a broken system around us. And the coming of the Mahdi is a promise that eventually we are someone that we want to be part of the solution, not part of the problem. And that is the major, point to make. Either we are on the path of Imam Mahdi Ajjallah Ta'ala Fajr Sharif to help, to bring that justice. Imam Mahdi, it is about faith and Iman and all that, but the two major concern of Imam Mahdi is the same as the major concern of Ali ibn Abi Talib. When Ali ibn Abi Talib came to power, he didn't say, let's everybody become Shia. Because a lot of those people, they believe in Khulafa, they were not Shia. So when he became the Khalifa, did he say, okay, step number one or first day, first rule, all of you have to reject what you believed in, and this is what we start. What was the first concern of Ali ibn Abi Talib? Justice. Adalat. And that's what even was said to Imam Hussein, that we hate you because of the justice of Ali ibn Abi Talib. Because he made us pay what wasn't ours to begin with. So he paid the price with dealing with Jamal, Battle of Camel, because he wanted justice. And his son, and our Imam Al-Mahdi, Ajjallah Ta'ala Fajr Sharif, his top goal will be the same thing. Recite the salah. It will be justice. That will be the primary goal of the Mahdi. Because that is the opposite of dhulm is what? Is adl. Dhulm means oppression, adl means justice. There are two, opposite forces. And this conflict exists forever. And in Quran, Allah said that the reason we want mustad'afin, right? Mustad'afin are the one who are dealing with dhulm. They have to be a'imma. They have to be inheritors, heirs of the earth. It's because of the injustice that they suffer for. That is the primary goal of Ali ibn Abi Talib. And in the coming of Mahdi, a Christian will not pay the price of injustice, for injustice. Because that will not be the coming of Mahdi. Because Ali ibn Abi Talib saw a non-Muslim being treated unfair, with injustice, and he opposed it. And he asked his father why did not give him the right that he deserved. He said, oh, he's not Muslim. He said, his faith is irrelevant in this argument. He is somebody that lived with us, worked for us, served us, helped us. He's part of our community, and now you don't want to help him? That's not just. That's not just. And when it comes in Quran, when it talks about marriage, it's about justice. When you talk about war, it's about justice. Everything is about justice. It's about justice. And when we talk and we love Hussein alayhi salam, what Hussein fought for? Yes, his faith and iman, but what made him to stand for justice was his deen. That's the reason we see it toward the end of the life of Imam Hussein, at the day of Ashura, when he said, don't attack my family, don't go toward my camp as long as I'm alive, and they ignored and they're still marching toward his camp, he said, oh people, if you're not Muslim, if you have no religion, at least be free men. At least be decent. That don't attack someone's family in front of their eyes. And can we think about the Mahdi Ajjallah Ta'ala Farajul Sharif without thinking about that being that free-spirited person who looked for the justice for everyone? أكثر الدعاء لتعجيل الفرج. Pray for the return of the Imam. And our Imam's blessing is so, so many of the scholars we have, they are blessed by the Imam. For example, I give you Shaykh al-Saduq. Shaykh al-Saduq is the one who, so many of our very well-known books in religion has been written by him. We have that he was born by the dua of Imam Mahdi because his father was one of the companions of Imam Askari alayhi salam. So we have that Imam Mahdi prayed for him to Allah give you a son to be a servant of religion, and then Shaykh Saduq was born. So when you read the name of Shaykh Saduq under a book, don't, oh, who is he? He's a man that was a special prayer, the same way that Isa was born with the special prayer of Zakaria. Or for example, Shaykh Khurra Amili. Shaykh Amili was ill. By the dua of Imam Mahdi, he was cured. He is in his own word. He wrote 20 volumes of Wasa'il al-Shia, the well-known book of hadith among Shia. 20 volumes he wrote it down, Shaykh Khurra Amili. He's buried in Masjid in Imam Rizal Islam's ziyarah. By the dua of the Imam. Shaykh Mufid, he himself confessed that in so many occasions I was wrong in an opinion about a matter, and Imam sent a letter to me and corrected me that nobody could know except Allah and me. That ghaib, that unseen that we don't experience and we don't understand, we cannot fathom properly what it is. So, but instead of asking when Imam Mahdi will come, when Imam Mahdi will come, like pretty much, that's the way kindergarten students are dealing with a problem, right? We are, inshallah, not in a kindergarten level. We are, inshallah, at least in a higher grade. That if the teacher is not here, we still have so much to work with. He is the teacher, he is the leader, but if he's not here, instead of a kindergarten, student who said, okay, when is he coming? What are we going to do? Instead of playing around, fooling around, wasting our time, be a good, at least, let's say, a high school or college student who, okay, even if the teacher doesn't come, we have a project to work on, let's do the project. And we have so much. How much more we need more than Quran as a direction, as a book to work with, as a amal, as a guidance. How much more we need than hadith of Ja'far al-Sadiq alayhi salam, Nahjul Balagha, the hadith of Ahlul Bayt. How much more we need that? Did we actually already follow those advices and teaching of the rest of the Ahlul Bayt and now say, Ya Mahdi, come, we already finished with those, we're waiting for you? He will come when he has to come. And anybody who predict a date is a liar. And our job is not to look for a date. Our job is to pray and to wish for a world that justice is for everyone. Have that dream in our mind and pray for it. And at the same time, work for that dream. take one step closer to be part of the solution. That if tomorrow Imam Mahdi Ajjallah Ta'ala Fajr Sharif come, which side I will be on? Does he has to deal with me as another obstacle and keep, get rid of me as well? Because nobody thinks that they are part of the problem. Usually everybody, we blame others for the problem. May Allah inshallah give us that tawfiq to be part of the solution, to be part of the blessings that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gave us. We have, and I finish with this, a piece of advice one of the ulama said, if you want to connect with your imam, number one, recite dua ahad. Ahad is a covenant, is a promise you make to your imam. So it's mustahab to recite it on mornings. So if you did not recite it, or you did, but not that much, definitely try to do it once a week at least. At least once a week. If you can do better. Dua ahad. It's a dua that was taught by the imam himself. Second one, Quran. Especially the last verses of Surah Hashr. The last verse of Surah Hashr, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala talks about His own attributes, His qualities. It's a famous surah, Abdul Basit recited very beautifully. It's ayah after لَوْ أَنزَلْنَا هَذَا الْقُرْآنِ. End of Surah Hashr. Recite that as much as you can as well. And dedicate the thawab of that to the Imam of our time. And at the same time, try to be somebody who recruit people for Imam Mahdi, not somehow repel people. Somebody come, do your best to attract them, to teach them. Rather than just being the judgmental, unbearable person that nobody can deal with you. May Allah give us that tawfiq, and may Allah help us to be worthy of calling ourselves the Shia of the Imam of our time, to follow him inshallah by example, by lessons, and to be one of those who's worthy to be considered his Shia during the time of occultation, and help us to be worthy to see the day that the justice will be worldwide, universal for every person, and we see a day that there is no poor person anymore, there is no injustice without consequences. May Allah give us to see that tawfiq, to see that day with the salawat ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad.